Welcome to our countdown of the top 5 haunted places in Illinois. If you love a good ghost story, you're in for a treat. From the chilling whispers of restless spirits in abandoned hospitals, to the bone-chilling apparitions in forgotten cemeteries, Illinois holds some of the most terrifying paranormal hotspots in the country. Let's dive into the spine-chilling tales that make these locations infamous. We begin our journey just outside the Chicago city limits, in the unsettling isolation of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. This isn't your typical graveyard. Oh no, this place holds a darkness that seeps into your bones and chills you to the core. Local historian, imagine if you will, walking down an overgrown path, the air thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. The feeling that unseen eyes are watching you intensifies with every step. This is Bachelor's Grove, a place where the veil between our world and the next is tissue thin, where the dead are rumored to roam freely. Ghost Hunter. Over the years, countless reports have surfaced of spectral figures appearing in the fading moonlight, their eyes glowing with an eerie light. People have claimed to have seen a phantom farmhouse, flickering into existence for just a moment before vanishing into the mist. Some have even heard the blood-curdling screams of children echoing through the night, their tiny voices filled with an unspeakable terror. Local resident. One of the most chilling tales is that of the Madonna of Bachelor's Grove, a ghostly figure of a woman in white, often seen cradling an infant in her arms. They say she wanders the cemetery, searching for her lost child, her cries a haunting melody that echoes through the years. But be warned, this is not a place for the faint of heart. The energy here is palpable, a heavy, oppressive weight that seems to suffocate you. Are you brave enough to spend a night amongst the graves of Bachelor's Grove? Could you handle the feeling of an unseen hand on your shoulder, the whisper of a voice that sends shivers down your spine? From the desolate whispers of Bachelor's Grove, we venture into the heart of Chicago, to a place where luxury and terror collide, the Congress Plaza Hotel. This grand old dame has stood watch over the city for over a century, its opulent facade hiding a dark and troubled past. Local historian. Walk through its gilded doors and you'll feel a sudden chill, as if you've stepped into the embrace of a ghost. The air grows heavy with the weight of untold stories, whispers of tragedies that linger within the very walls. Ghost Hunter. It's said that the hotel is haunted by the ghost of its architect, who met an untimely end during its construction. Some say he can be seen pacing the halls, his spectral blueprints clutched in his hands, forever overseeing his creation. But he's not alone. Local resident. The spirit of a mischievous little girl, known only as Peg, is said to roam the 12th floor, giggling and playing pranks on unsuspecting guests. Some guests have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in their rooms, feeling an icy breath on their necks as they sleep. Others have heard disembodied voices, whispering their names from the darkness. But perhaps the most unsettling presence is that of a malevolent entity that resides in room 441. It's said that those who dare to spend the night in this room are plagued by nightmares, their dreams invaded by images of unspeakable horror. They wake with the feeling of being watched, a sense of dread clinging to them like a shroud. Our next stop takes us to the town of Alton, Illinois, home to the infamous Alton Mental Health Hospital, a place where the echoes of madness still linger in the air. Imagine, if you will, the cold, sterile walls, the flickering lights casting long, distorted shadows. The air is thick with the scent of disinfectant, but beneath it you detect a faint metallic tang, the smell of fear.
This abandoned asylum, with its history of suffering and despair, is a breeding ground for paranormal activity. Patients have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the corners of their rooms, their eyes glowing with a malevolent light.
Some have even claimed to have been physically touched by unseen hands, their bodies left with unexplained bruises and scratches. But the most disturbing reports come from the former staff, who tell tales of a particularly aggressive entity that resides in the hospital's basement.
They say it's the spirit of a former patient, driven mad by the horrors he witnessed within these walls. His tormented screams are said to echo through the empty corridors at night, a chilling reminder of the suffering that once permeated this place.
Even the bravest souls have been known to flee in terror, their sanity shaken to the core. They say the walls themselves are imbued with the energy of the tortured souls who once resided here, their cries for help etched into the very fabric of the building. Prepare yourself as we journey to Alton's McPike Mansion, a stunning example of Italianate architecture with a sinister secret. This isn't just a haunted house. It's a paranormal playground, where spirits seem to delight in tormenting the living. Imagine walking through the grand halls, the air thick with the scent of decaying grandeur. Sunlight struggles to penetrate the dusty windows, casting long, ominous shadows that dance across the walls.
As you explore the mansion's many rooms, you may feel a cold spot, a sudden drop in temperature that sends shivers racing down your spine. This is the presence of the unseen, a reminder that you are not alone.
The McPike Mansion has been investigated by numerous paranormal teams, their cameras capturing unexplained light anomalies and EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, that send chills down your spine. Some believe the mansion is haunted by the McPike family themselves, their spirits forever bound to the home they loved in life.
Others whisper of a darker presence, a malevolent entity that feeds off the fear of the living. There are stories of objects moving on their own, doors slamming shut with no explanation, and disembodied whispers that seem to come from the very walls themselves.
But the most unsettling reports are those of full-bodied apparitions, figures that vanish as quickly as they appear, leaving behind a sense of unease and the chilling knowledge that some secrets are best left buried. Our final destination brings us to Joliet and the magnificent Rialto Square Theater, a place where the show goes on, even after the curtain falls. Imagine the plush velvet seats, the ornate balconies, the stage bathed in the warm glow of a single spotlight. It's a beautiful sight, but beneath the glamour and glitz lies a chilling truth. The Rialto is a haven for restless spirits.
For decades, there have been reports of unexplained noises coming from the empty theater, footsteps echoing in the balcony, disembodied whispers, and even the ghostly strains of music.
Some say the theater is haunted by the ghost of a former stagehand who met an untimely end during a performance. He's been seen backstage, his spectral form said to flicker in the reflection of the mirrors, his presence marked by a sudden cold breeze and the feeling of being watched.
But he's not the only resident. Legend has it that a phantom orchestra sometimes strikes up a tune, their ethereal music filling the empty theater with a haunting melody. And if you're lucky, you might even catch a glimpse of a ghostly figure in one of the balconies, their eyes fixed on the stage, as if reliving a performance from long ago.
So, if you're ever in Joliet and you're looking for a show that will truly chill you to the bone, pay a visit to the Rialto Square Theater. Thanks for joining us on this eerie journey through Illinois' most haunted places. We've explored cemeteries where the dead refuse to rest, hotels with ghostly residents, and asylums where the echoes of madness still linger. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling content. Until next time, stay spooky.